Not at all, Matt. What we're talking about is mental incapacity. And all this really means, in plain English, is that we don't recognize our husband, we don't recognize our wife, we don't recognize who our kids are. We have no idea. And it's kind of like we've gone on a mental vacation, so to speak. And so the point is we need to have things in place for people to handle things in the event we have this mental vacation. And that mental vacation can be temporary. I've had a client that I can think of, she had a stroke. Half a year later, she came back, and it's though you would never know she had a stroke. So that was a temporary vacation. And then it could be a more permanent variety where you become incapacitated, and then several years later you pass away. I think the other thing, though, in this is that all too often people think they've got their planning done because they've named beneficiaries on their assets. And for example, I had a CPA in yesterday, and the CPA said, I don't need any planning. I've got all my beneficiaries on my IRAs. I got my house in joint tenancy. I die, everything goes to my wife. I said, okay. Again, what happens if you go on a mental vacation? What happens if you become incapacitated? What happens then? And he suddenly became very quiet.
So who deems somebody mentally unable to make decisions?
Good question. Ultimately, it becomes the court and the court system. And that's the thing that we want to avoid.
Okay.
I think the worst thing that can happen is in this failure to plan. And the failure plan is failure plan for your death, failure plan for your disability. We don't want the court involved in this situation, because I can't think of anything that's more intrusive in somebody's private finances than the court. So that's who controls it. But again, if I were to ask 100 people on the street, 100 people would say we don't want it to go through the court system.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to Love, Money, Control. Brought to you by Hedeker Law, serving Greater Chicagoland for over 30 years. Get the assistance you need to put a comprehensive estate plan in place today and protect your family's future. Download our free estate planning worksheet for creating a secure future at hedekerlaw.com.